pay you 8–10% management fee when I'm local and I can just go do it myself? Because why? Because I can save money and I don't have to pay you that $70 a month. I can put that in my pocket. Well, you know, first of all, that he doesn't know what his time's worth, right? And he doesn't know really what it takes on the back end. That $70, do you think I put that $70 in my pocket? Hell no. No. That $70, in most cases, I would say probably doesn't even cover my expenses for managing that property.
Does anybody know what's going out this month for taxes on all of our investors? We've already got all of our investors' 1099s out and all of their taxes out to their IRAs, their CPAs, wherever they want them sent. And they don't even have to think about it. And they're all uploaded to their portal and they already have their full profit and loss for 2016 to them. And they didn't even, all they had to do was, well, they didn't even have to do anything, but some of them, you know, send an email, hey, can you send me the specific report? And we get it all generated and they've got it. Think of the time it would take.
The property settlement side of it does that?
Yeah, we do all of that. Yeah, so think about the time that would save the do-it-yourselfer that they're saving all the receipts and trying to get all that to their CPA. It's done. Yeah.
Here's what I tell people. You're going to pay me that $70 a month because of this scenario. So let's say you come buy 10 properties from me and you say, hey Marcus, you know, I really appreciate everything you've done. I appreciate all the hard work, but I'm just going to manage myself because I'm local and I'm greedy. I said, okay, that's fine. And I actually had an investor do that to me. And he had bought, I don't know if it was 10, it was 8, I think it was 8 properties he had bought. And so he had this portfolio of properties, you know, he was taking the maintenance calls, he was collecting the rent. Every once in a while there'd be an issue where he'd call me and say, hey, can you help me with this? Yeah, fine, no problem, no problem. And guess what happened? The guy actually passed away. It was really sad. So guess what his lovely wife got to do? Manage all these properties. She doesn't know anything about management. She doesn't know anything about dealing with tenants. That's a whole nother talk in itself. How to deal with tenants. And he didn't have it built in, right? So they came to me like, hey, I've got this situation. I've got these houses, Marcus. I don't know anything about real estate. What do I do? Right? So why do we do real estate? Period. We do it to free our time up, not to create another job. Okay? And that's why it's important to factor in your cost. If you're not factoring in property management, whatever property management it is, then you're just doing it completely wrong. Okay, that's one thing about this business, man. I'll take a second to talk about this. Is it doesn't take a lot to stand above the herd in this. There's something about this business, especially when you're dealing with out-of-state owners, and you don't have people here walking through properties. It's so easy to be dishonest or not tell them, you know, hey, no, this is actually what's going on. So if you do want to grow your business, you've got to be ethical, number one, period. I sold a house to a guy, I believe this was in December, and I went with Derek to put the budget together, and Derek asked me, hey, how does that roof look, Marcus? I looked at it. Now, I'm not a professional roofer, but I've looked at a lot of roofs, and I said, you know what, I think that roof's fine. It looks good to me. But the owner was an actual local guy, drove by and said, you know what, I think it's older, and it looks like it's got multiple layers, and I just didn't see that in it. But I said, okay, that's fine. We were scheduled to close on this deal. We had already put our budget together, and I had sent my roofer over there because he was the expert, and they can get up there and they can evaluate what's going on with it. So I was just going to do an overlay. Looked to me like it had 1 layer, you know, which you can do. You can have up to 2 layers and still be up to code. You get up there, it had 4 layers on it. And guess what? The 4th layer was wood shank. So what does that mean? It means it's got to be redecked, which ups the price. Guess what that roof cost? $7,000. Right? Okay, so I could have sold that to him and then hit him up, but I didn't, man. We called him up and we said, hey, my bad. You know, I made a mistake. I'm not perfect. Here's the price. You know, but if you look at your all in and what we can rent the property for, you still got an incredible deal, right? Because we sell only good deals here. And he's like, you know what? That's fine, Marcus. I appreciate it. You know, it kind of stings, but I appreciate the honesty. And I'm telling you, that will go a long way. Okay. I can remember the first phone call I made, man. Went through the whole thing, found my motivated keywords, circled them, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start calling. And I can remember I picked up the phone, man, and I'm like, my hand's shaking because I don't know what I'm gonna say to this person. Like, what if they say yes to my offer? Like, you know, all these fears and hesitations were going through my head. And the first person I called was a realtor, and I'm sure I sounded like a complete idiot on the phone. Probably, I know I asked all the wrong questions. My voice was shaky. I had no confidence. But you know what I learned? You know, I didn't get that deal, even if it was a deal. But I went to the next one, and I picked up the phone and I dialed again and again and again and again. You know, and pretty soon, after about a month of doing that, I was completely comfortable talking to people. So it's amazing to me to see how like a lot of your fears and your worries and your, I don't know how to do this, and I don't have money, and I don't have the experience, at the end of the day, are really just excuses that are really holding you back. And I can say that's one reason why I've been really successful, is because I've been willing to put myself in uncomfortable situations time after time after time after time again. Hands down, you make money by doing deals. Okay, because that time that you spent painting or refinishing cabinets or whatever it is, the little thing that you like to do, that's time wasted that you could have been spent finding more deals to make more money. Okay, the thing is, you really do have to have systems in place. You do have to have a team behind you to be able to just go out and find deals and then basically outsource everything else. Okay. Now, when I first got started, total do-it-yourselfer, right? Because I came from a construction background. 10 years ago is when I started doing this. And yeah, that was my mindset when I first got started, right? Because I was still in that 9-to-5 mindset, and like desperately trying to be an entrepreneur and trying to change my mindset. You know, and it takes time. It's not something that you don't flip a switch and all of a sudden you're this brilliant entrepreneur. At least that's not in my case. A lot of trial and error. You know, but one thing that really attracted me to real estate was, you know what, I can remember the first deal I did. It was a flip deal. And I had actually bought, you remember Carlton Sheets from back in the 80s and 90s? He had his no money and no credit. And back then I'm thinking, you know what, that's me. I don't have any money, but I want to buy houses. So I went to Amazon and bought the cassette, his old no money down system, right? And a lot of what he said, it was really antiquated. You know, it was pretty outdated at the time because it was a version he had came out with a long time ago. But what it did is it got me really interested. And his big thing that he wanted me to do was get the Sunday paper, and he gave you this list of motivational keywords and then you circle it with this big yellow highlighter, and then you just start dialing for dollars, right? And that's what I did.